I'm just going to walk up to Hamsey while I'm making this. I wanted to talk about, I'm going to briefly interlude with the Beowulf thing, but I wanted to talk about someone called Fulk Fitzwarin, who I've only just heard of. I can't quite believe that I've only just come across this person, this amazing person. I don't know, I wonder how many of you have heard of him, because it seems very likely that he is the main inspiration behind Robin Hood. The real Robin Hood seems to have been this Fulk Fitzwarin, and that name was kind of interesting to me because of the Warrens in Lewis. And there's this old story about Simon de Montfort, the barons, and how that whole thing and the Battle of Lewis gave rise to the legend of Robin Hood, because Robin Hood is based on a few characters. I've just been following this guy who's telling me all about, he's teaching me all about it. It's really good. So there's some bloke dressed up as Robin Hood doing some really interesting sort of informative stuff that I'd never heard before. But anyway, the reason I've stopped here is this. If you ever want to, I just wanted to kind of link this into the Beowulf story. So this specific little spot going in there and along, I've mentioned this a few times on a few different videos, but if you look into the text, no coward path that for any man.
Shirt and helmet, trusted in his own strength entirely, and went under the crag. No coward path. Hard by the rock.
Anyway, yeah, you can decide to look that up or not yourself. And then I'd highly recommend reading around that as well. The Seat is Clove show as well. It's all in that new book. But yeah, I've really fascinated by this Robin Hood legend. Always have been throughout my whole life. Absolutely drawn to it. I think it was the Robin of Sherwood first series. I think it was Michael someone who was Robin Hood. And then I think Will Scarlet in that one was Ray, I can't remember his name now, really famous actor, he became a famous actor, really famous, Ray Winston. Yeah, but that series is just brilliant, and all of those kind of stories about King John and all of that, they're all based on Fulk Fitzwarin, who actually did do all these things, did have a brother called John, I think, it would have been Little John. There's actually, and I think the story is something to do with how he became like an outlaw. It was randomly to do with chess. He was having a game of chess. So I think he was sort of like friends or something with Henry II and King John, and they were in their castle having a game of chess, Fulk Fitzwarin and John. John lost, being a bad loser. I think he threw the chessboard at Fulk, and Fulk then kind of like drop kicked him against the wall. And then left. He became an outlaw after that. John never forgave him, and just was constantly trying. I think he gave his land away, which is kind of the story we have of the castle being seized and him getting sent off to the Holy Land. And he wouldn't give it back. He sort of took his titles away, all because he was just a bad loser. It's almost like watching what's happening in the world today, the lengths people will go to. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that one on Robin Hood. Fulk Fitzwarin.